There is only one indigenous broadcaster championing the cause for the restoration of Biafra. Biafra Human Rights Radio. Of course, unstoppable and remains the beacon of truth. It has been so since yesterday, and it is today and forever.
Land of the rising sun, we love and cherish. Beloved homeland of our brave heroes. We must defend our lives or we shall perish. We shall protect our hearts from all our foes. But if the price is dead for all we hold dear, then let us die without a shred of fear. Held to Biafra, consecrated nation, O fatherland, this be our solemn pledge. Defending peace shall be a dedication. Spilling our blood, we count a privilege. The waving standard which emboldens the free shall always be a flag of liberty. We shall emerge triumphant from this ordeal, and through the crucible unscathed we'll pass. When we are poised, the wounds of battle to heal, we shall remember those who died in mass. Then shall our trumpets build a glorious song, a victory we scarred our minds around. Oh God, protect us from the hidden pitfall. Guide all our movement lest we go astray. Give us the strength to hear the humanist call, to give and not to count the cost each day. Bless those who rule to serve with resoluteness, to make this climb a land of righteousness.
Oh nana, land of the rising sun, John Lovine, my originality. Land of the rising sun, Biafra, land of the rising sun, Biafra, my home, my fatherland, Biafra, land of the rising sun, Biafra,
Yes, of course, Biafra is our home, our hope, and we are not going anywhere. Once again, I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and to some of you, good night, depending on your time zone. As always, this is Radio Biafra Extra, and we are streaming live through Biafra Human Right and Freedom Radio, a platform that is the embodiment of pro-Biafran group, who understand the need why we must come together as a single entity, irrespective of difference between the ideology, whether we've been friends or we've been enemy. But of course, the overall interest of our people stand first. It is headed by Alhaja Sare Dokubo, deputized by our sister Rita Nebogo, and of course, being minded by people of conscience like Engineer Ikenna Nwanonenyi, Uchenna Asiebu, Dr. Okado, our brother Egono, Evangelist Bernard Fire, and of course, others too numerous to mention. Dr. Ngokenkwo is there, among others. And of course, the platform is being anchored by the director of Biafra Nation Alliance, Diokpa Uchuka Fomefo, who also happens to be in charge of information and communication, de facto customary government of Biafra. He's simply the man who have assured us that he will not allow the heart of this project to see corruption under his watch. Acknowledged members of the Biafra Nation Alliance, you would have run away. You would have seen the truth and then you look the other way around. But you choose to stand alone. Even if the world have to turn their back on you, you turn your back also on the world. Acknowledge all of you, Mbadike, our administrators across the globe. Of course, Odu Guinea, Udo Wene, Agwanye, Ada Biafra, Udugu. How many will I call and how many will I leave? Chukunonso, how many exactly? You are highly appreciated. It is not very clear how it's going to be. It is not very clear how the whole process will be savaged. But one thing is certain. A day will come, the next generation will understand that when this evil started, certain individuals like you stood against it. I appreciate all of you. People of conscience around the world, most of you are Biafrans from within the component nation that make up the Biafran nation. But of course, based on what has happened in the past, it becomes difficult for most of you to identify with this quest, this ultimate quest. We understand. But then you are a sympathizer. You identify with us on this journey. We understand most of you. You pray for us. Our prayers are with you also. And then I thank the Almighty Creator who has set our feet upon this path that we must follow. Without him, we are gone as a people. Go and ask those who want a pound of flesh from us. Go and ask those who plan day and night to put an end to us. Go and ask those who has poisoned us numerous times, uncountable, and even make open violence, aggression against our life. We didn't succeed or survive because we were smarter than you, not because we were more righteous than you, not because we were exposed or more intelligent than you, but because he remained our God in matter both great and small. When it comes to wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, he remains the one that guides us. In fact, I always tell you, he is the primordial influence that drives us in everything we do. The very lifting up of our head. He that taught to Rugugio, Omema, he that taught to Rugugi, Noga Kara Kirugu. He that taught to Rugugio, Apata Nekumwa, he that taught to Rugugi, Noga Kara Kirugu. Ede ya gbanwa gbanwe Chineke, ede ya gbanwa gbanwe Ubinigwe, ịdị ya agbanwe agbanwe anya n'elu ụwa m ịdị ya agbanwe agbanwe ịmakwa na etu ahụ dị na mbụ ị ga-adịgide ịdị ya agbanwe agbanwe ihe ahụ ị na-eme ya ka iji marịa gị ịdị ya agbanwe agbanwe. Ise. And now protocol duly observed without wasting much of our time. We need to go to our topic this evening to enable us remain focused as far as the Biafra restoration project is concerned. A lot of work to do, I must tell you. Our topic this evening is simply titled Changing Those Constant Factors That Makes Leader Fail. Changing those constant factors that makes leader fail. There are factors responsible when failure or success becomes part of or manifests itself in any particular event. And it is important we study, we look into some of these factors, apply it to the Biafra restoration project, and then review it in the light of the Nigerian context. It could be still very useful to our individual life. And sometimes, whether we succeed in life or we fail, it is determined by some of these factors. In one of my posts, I said, you don't need to begin to look for solution to your problem. Just fix your thinking. Your problem fix themselves. Because in the end, when they say you pass, it is not because you are the most intelligent. Most people who take first in the class, in fact, examination is not the best form of testing one's success. It is not. And so the people of Biafra, this is the time for us to engage every process, every avenue. All we need is to know the truth. The truth behind the why, the what, the who, the then. The four cardinal points must be revisited. And of course, when you have the capacity to tell yourself the truth without shrinking from the truth, maybe because it will catch up on you, you will see. You may not be very wealthy, but in the end, you will have a more fulfilled life than those who are wealthy. You may not be very strong, but in the end, you will see you will live longer than those who think they are strong. Take example from men and women. The men are everywhere buzzing over the women. But have you taken a statistics record of who live longer? And believe me, it's not easy for the women. But in every 100 men or every 100 women that will live up to the age of 100 years, you discover that almost 75% of them are women. And so the secret boils down to one end alone. Why do women live longer than men? Considering the fact what they go through. Should I enlighten you about the monthly discharge? How many pints of blood they lose every month? Should I tell you that some of our children undergo baby friendly? They have to suck their mother breast for 9 months without food except water. Should I remind you they wake up early, they go to bed late, they wear you pampers, they do all? Must I sing their praise for you to understand what they go through? But in the end, they live longer than most men. But understand, men are doing their best. But then there is a secret known to women, or there are factors that contribute to these very issues that most women are not even conscious of it. They don't know it, but it is embedded in their DNA. And so whether they like it or not, they see themselves doing what they ought to do. And for the men, it depends on if you are able to discover that secret. My father is still alive in his 90s, and I tell you, you will not believe he's my father because you think he's my elder brother. I can only pray that God will help me to live this long, and not just living this long, very healthy. And now, why I have to say all these things is that There are factors that are responsible for leadership failure. You talk about leadership failure anywhere in the world, leadership failure is leadership failure. African is a good example where you have leadership failures. Those few who tried to put a different from the way we feel, people like Muammar Gaddafi, I think they said he's a terrorist. And in the absence of people like that, what have we achieved? Those who speak big English or those who speak good French, what have we achieved? Those who run to China, Japan, and America to borrow money, they go to Britain. Exactly, those who are stealing oil and killing their people just to control the resources. Are we talking about those in military uniform who turn around and then they put on civilian uniform? They are the general and yet they are the civilian leaders. Is that what you're talking about? A very continent who cannot boast of just 6-hour electric within any country in Africa. Is that what you want us to discuss? No, hell no. Or should we come back to Nigeria? No. Do we begin to analyze Nigeria when the students are planning to go on strike and the president is begging them, please exercise patience, exercise patience. We got to fix the problem. Is that what you want to tell me? But then the president is still very fast to say, if you want to contest for any post, resign. Is that what you want to tell me? That they can handle insecurity, but they are the sponsors of the insecurity, and yet you cannot design these are failed states? Are you telling me a country who does not have plan for health facility, not to talk of how to feed their people? Are you telling me we have to go and work and then feed certain group of individuals so our life will be well? My brother, it is a failed state, we know already. And then you come back to our region. You have bunch of failed leaders. Some of them are failure not because they are failure in themselves. They are doing very well. They are doing very well. But then come to look at it from the other way round. As leaders, they are ignorant of certain factor. And because they are ignorant of certain factor, they fail in most important issues. And so come to our region. What do you have? From the church leader, if you look at the character of Father Mbaka and then you tell me that there are no church leaders, and what is the name of this Sule boy? You tell me there are no failures in religion leadership, and then I can only say you are not a sincere person. Or must we go on now and begin to look at our governors who have served in different capacity in many years in different offices, and yet there is nothing even in their own community that their people can look back and said, oh, when this man was here and this man was here, something like this happened. At least people have been there before you. If I cannot probably talk about achievement of some leaders like Sam Mbakwe, I could also remind of people like Ambrose Ali, the one-time Bendel State governor, who built more than 90% of the schools you have in Bendel State, Edo and Delta to be precise, in a modern day. Who is the foundation, the very pillar of whatever Edo and Delta State are boasting of today. He died without having a bungalow. It was shameful the government of the day have to rally around and build a bungalow to see where they will bury him. He's gone, Ambrose Ali. I went to school during his time. I went to most of my secondary school. It was free education. These are leaders who know what they want. They are dead now, but they're still alive. And we will remember all of you, including I, George ONYIBE. The question should be, how will they remember you? We're talking about leadership failure. And then let's drag it down to the platform for agitation of Biafra. How many of our leaders on this platform can come out and beat their hand in the chest and say, we're very aware of these factors that makes leaders fail, and then we are going to do everything humanly possible to make sure, in fact, let's say, they are conscious of it. How many? And so we have to take our people through the same jamboree over and over and over, and at the end of the day, what do we come up with? F9, total failure. But sometimes, like I said, most of these people are not failure in themselves. They know how to succeed fraudulently or otherwise. But why does it mean? What is the responsible that when it comes for them to handle the affair of a people, their own people, they fail. This character will be sustained. This character will be acknowledged, promoted, if we don't know some of this factor. And then you see, maybe some of our people will be able to make amends, and then all will be well. If I tell you I have lost hope that our people cannot get it right, and then I deceive myself. If I tell you that Biafra will not be restored with what I have seen, I tell you, and then I'm not very too sure of yourself. If I tell you the war is going to come down, if we fail to realize the truth, my brother, I'll be deceiving you. Things are going to get worse. People are going to continue to agitate, and in the end, Biafra must be restored. But do not make a mistake about that. The more you neglect these factors that contribute to leadership failure, the more the restoration of Biafra will tarry. Still considering the situation we have found ourselves, it is obvious that the leader's inability to set their priority right has been responsible for every form of failure you can see around us. Every form. Look at the history of Nigeria, how we started to this very moment. Look at where we are at the moment. In the light of this knowledge, it is important that we review some of these changing factors. They are always there, constant changing factors. And of course, look at the meaning of failure. Those changing, constant factors that make leader fail. First of all, let us look at what it means, the definition of failure. You say somebody have failed. What is failure? What is failure? Failure is to be unsuccessful in achieving one goal or neglecting to do something. Failure is the inability to achieve one's goal or the neglect to do something. It means failure. And now coming back to where we are, we look at first of all the inability to achieve, to be successful in one's goal. Let's go down. If you are a governor, what is your goal? We understand based on your own list of priority, your goal is first of all to embezzle the state fund, because when presidential form is sold for 100 million and you are going to pull out that 100 million, for instance, from your account, if you have not borrowed from anybody, my brother, the first thing you recover is your money. You're going to get it back. And so in your list of priority is going to be the money you invested. And of course, the first allocation that is given to you, you are going to squander all the money to offset those bills. And then in the middle of your tenure as a governor or president, you deceive the people with supposedly project. You can see Buhari now. He is going to every state in Biafra land to commission primary school, commercial school, commissioning gate, security house. He's commissioning. All these are to keep record that this was built. In fact, go to the gate of everywhere he's commissioning. You will see written commission by His Excellency. By His Excellency. And then you should be able to see for yourself. Sometimes they are even going to find out how much they will get themselves. And then you can ask David Umahi, this very project will give you 20 billion. Are you telling me this project worth 20 billion? Quantity surveyor, come here. Quantity surveyor was then Umahi was my president, His Excellency. You see, actually, we will talk later. We will talk later. And of course, as a Nigeria, you know what that means. But meanwhile, you were chosen from among the people to represent the people. You totally, completely neglect them. And so you can leave the office trying to run to America like Willie Obiano. You can leave the office and then trying to be deceiving us and working among us as if nothing happened, whereas you have money stacked up in your water tank and sock away pit. But brother, if your position could not affect positively on the life of your people, you are a failure. Because the main reason you are there is to create avenue to enhance on the people's capacity, academically, health-wise, and otherwise. And then the other aspect of it is the inability or the genuine reason or a deliberate neglect to do something. It's a failure. Each time we come, we call you, go to Anambra, Soludo, and stop the unknown gunmen. The first place to go is go and arrest Benjamin Madubugu. But it's amazing when most of those volunteers who have been born again wanted to teach him lesson. It is the same Nigerian army that have come to save them. And then you see some Igbo elders and leaders, opinion model, intellectuals coming to tell you, including fake pastors. Oh, you got to leave him on the Kano. You got to leave him. You give him political solution. You got to have mercy upon him. You got to consider, and let's assume he is mad. He did it under his craziness. Are you kidding me? Your inability to address this issue shows you are a failure. Arrest Benjamin Madubugu. Question him. Mount surveillance on his house. You will see you will be exposed in less than 2 weeks. But we know most of you are part of this. You think you are going to use us to rig election? It's not going to work. We ask our people, get your PVC for a reason that you cannot hear from here. And so if you're thinking now the Kano is going to carry us, we know all road lead to Aba, all road lead to Afaribeku, all road lead to Bayasa, all road lead to Enugu. We know the essence of that all road lead now. Because when the Kano finish negotiating with you people to show you he has the man, he has the man, he will tell you, let me call them. You will see. He put a call across. All road, or you tell them, we now mobilize our people. All road lead. Most of us die. Without knowing this guy was short-changing us for pounds and dollars. How many times have they called us? Go and buy this newspaper. We give order. Everybody, you must buy a copy. And I tell you, on those days, those newspaper companies make sales unimaginable. But actually, we thought it was enhancing on what we are doing. But this guy, those were evidence to such changes. That is why the media on almost every platform are unreliable and they cannot make a headway, because what you see are those constant factors that make Nigerian leaders fail in this contest. Your inability to do what you are supposed to do. You cannot arrest the death trap you call the road. You cannot open up the seaport through which the imperialists entered this land that are in our land. You cannot build educational structure and all that facilities. You cannot. Your inability to deliver these things shows that you are a failure. Do not understand trying to broaden your horizon in terms of thinking. I have to go to this extent. But my focus is on the people of Biafra. Some of the features that characterize this very attribute are, number one, low mark. Look at our leaders. Focus on the agitation more importantly. But I have to refer to governors and president and ministers. So based on the field you belong to, you'll be able to see the truth. Some of the attributes to know those who will constantly fail is the issue of low mark. Call a governor, all the sitting governor, call the ones that are contesting to be, and ask them simple question. What are you going to do when you become the governor? Check out their election manifesto. It will shock you. And that is why most of them at the end of the day, they will go and buy wheelbarrow for youth empowerment. Under normal circumstance, a governor, a councillor, anybody that buy wheelbarrow and give to you for empowerment supposed to receive dirty slap. Low mark. What is their budget? What can they build? What exactly do they have to improve on the life of the people? What? It is not there. That is why we keep trying to, guide all of you. But we know you have a different agenda. Go and check every government policies. The first thing they do when they come into office is to further emasculate the people. Emasculate them economically, completely. On daily basis, what do? Revenue everywhere. Toilet revenue, gutter revenue, rainfall revenue, sunshine revenue, your landlord revenue, tenant revenue. Every local government robbing the people. They don't have agenda. They can't even build a market. Nothing. All of them. These are things that lead to failure. Complete leadership failure. Today in IPOB, for instance, IPOB is a platform where people from every other platform has come in and put their energy together. All of us. What is the target? What is the target of the leadership? Let's check Chike Doziem. Anytime he comes on air, this is what you hear. IPOB is a disciplined organization, and then we are not going to tolerate any nonsense. As from this night, the following people are thereby expelled. Chikina Tokumbo, expelled. Okoronko Amakamaka, expelled. And then he expelled and expelled and expelled, and then after expelling, he now called the name of the new bingos and Zumbi. Low target. Nothing more. And then you have another financial minister, Nayanya, for instance. She begins to shout. No, they've changed pattern of fundraising. But then you begin to hear, you have to pay your money. If you don't pay your money, you can't come to Biafra land when Biafra is restored. Ego Idozio Bodo 1 and 2. Americans have not paid since 4 months. Ego Banco 3 and 4. Those of you in Germany, you are running from responsibility. And I must tell all of you in Biafra land, pay your money and collect your receipt. Amarachi is the one giving you receipt. And you must go through Darlington for financial update. Don't let Ikechukwu touch the money, but try to let him know how much you are paying. We need money. Onyendu want to change his cloth. Onyendu need to chop. Onyendu family are hungry. These are their target. Very low and wicked set of people. I'm talking about the struggle. Can we actually see one person who has benefited in terms of building capacity? But rather people come in here as lawyer, you destroy them. People come in here as doctor, you destroy them. People come in here as engineer, you destroy them. People come in here as intelligent officer, you destroy them. Should I begin to open up for you? Low mark. Anybody who target low, they are failures. They are leader and they are failure. And of course, everything big starts small. And so in the real sense, there is nothing in this universe that is actually small. Everything is big. And so when you are a leader, you want to give us Biafra. First of all, you are checking your ego. They don't respect me. They don't respect me. They call me somebody. My guy, who you be? Who you be? Once you are guided with this mentality, you are a failure as a leader. Who you be? Who you be? You don't respect me. Did they know me? Who be your papa? Who be your papa? I ask, who be your papa? It will shock you, Buhari don't even know his father. It will shock you. Does Obasanjo know his father and mother? Oh God. Low target. Everything is built around you. Just look at where we are coming from. They removed the king of Ibeku, put him on the Kano father. He looks like the father is the creator of Ibeku people. Have you seen that man sound womanly, answer deceptive word to make you feel he's fighting for freedom? Have you seen it? He belittled everybody. He scored very low. But go and look at real heroes, true leaders. It doesn't matter whether what they did favor the people, favor you or not. Your judgment regarding those issues is useless. Overprotection of oneself is a sign of failed leader. When you talk about the history of Adolf Hitler today, you think he was one business merchandise rolling up and down? He was once a street boy. His parents died premature because of even poverty. He had the opportunity to make Germany great. Though maybe not all Germans can agree with what Adolf Hitler did. But the event of Adolf Hitler, a common street boy, changed the face of the world till today. Because through those areas, one ideology overruled everything he believed. One ideology drive him in everything he did. Have you studied about the Nazis? You think they are dead? Those of you in Germany, don't you know there are schools they don't allow another tribe to go to? Are you not aware there are cities in Germany where they don't allow foreigners to come in? You think they are discussing ego banco there? Or the people who are there, you think they are the one minding those principles? Somebody laid it down. And so not until we come on this platform as leaders empty of ourselves of vainglory, as leader bring down ourselves lower or the same rate with those we are leading, my brother, you are a fraud and we are monitoring you. In one of Adolf Hitler's quote, he said, show a soldier that you can die for them. They will be the one dying to defend you with their life. And what do we have everywhere? Bows, rubbish bows. Some come, oh, you are illiterate. I went to school more than your president inside Nigeria. I schooled more than Nnamdi Kanu. But you must belittle me. And then you have others yapping from different sides of their mouth. Because you want to call it relevant. You score very low. Second attribute is mistakes. You make mistake. You come out and you acknowledge you have made a mistake. And of course you must be humble to accept correction. In most cases, the people who will give you this true advice are not intelligent people. But it is God who decides who to give wisdom and who to give knowledge and then who to give understanding. They are different. We all make mistakes. One of the constant attribute that makes leader fail is your inability to, you can't confide in people to know whether you are right or you are wrong. When you want to do certain things, you call people who don't know themselves. I have a relative. She has had children maybe more than 7 times. And each time, those children die. Each time. And in one of the instances, he called me and said, Pastor, this is my challenge. I don't know how to do about it. I said, in the others that have died, who are the people who take care of your baby? At least during the first 1 month. He said it's the same person. And I said, okay, this time you will add a neutral person who don't know much about you or your history regarding childbirth. Let us see how it will go. And she did that. But from my leading, somebody there is killing that woman baby. And he did that. And that baby is alive. But she's very brilliant, very intelligent woman, very exposed. She has traveled the whole world. But then, illiterate like us, she could humble herself and ask questions. Go to your village, find out who are custodians of your village. It will shock you. Most of them don't talk. If you want to avoid making mistakes, don't think you know everything. You don't know anything. We take certain decisions, we ask people, this thing I'm doing, how do you see it? And then people tell you what they feel from their perspective. Of course, you know what you want to do. How many of our leaders do consult their people? Now election is going on, for instance. They will be riding Okada, association and assimilation, French policy of emasculation. They will now try, let us build it together. It's a lie. When we started IPOB, it was we, the indigenous people of Biafra. We, the indigenous people of Biafra. But go and listen to Idiot Okano, last brokers before he went to renegotiate controversial arrest. You begin to hear, I. Those of us in the DOS, we beg this man, we talk to this man. You are making mistake. When he told the judge, ONYIBE, go and announce to our people they can go and vote. I asked him simple question. Sir, have you considered how this thing will affect our people? Are you telling me they will not obey me? Obey me? It's me, oh. That is the mistake you people make. They are obeying you now. It's just that these people don't know how much you people got from Atiku and the P2B. People don't know. All the volunteers, the money, Ghana must go money they were carrying in and out of Benjamin Madubugu's house. Where is it coming from? Or does IPOB now have printing machine? It's a mistake. Most of you are making mistake with your life. Most of the leaders are making mistake. But any mistake you make, you are gone. We made mistakes. We consulted people. Because we don't know it all. And so if you are a leader, you must learn to listen to advice. All of them will not favor you. I'm a kind of person that I don't listen to advice. You can't advise me. That is my weakness. It's my weakness. And then as I grew up, I know it's very wrong. Because my mother will always call me Eza Gwalemoku. The king that said, don't tell me, don't tell me, don't tell me. By the time he will carry poo-poo on his garment, nobody will tell him. Disgrace. And I knew it's true. I have to apply my heart to wisdom. And even though it's still very difficult for me to condescend to that level of depending on people to advise me, I improvise. I developed a way to cut off these excesses. And so when I have problem, I call somebody. I say, don't persuade me to do what you are telling me. Just advise me. Give me your reason. And in most cases, I won't take it. In most cases, I will take it. Sometimes I will say, no, I can't do it. And having given it deep thought, I understand that could be the best option. I engage on it. It has never failed me. So any leader who sees himself as perfect, you don't make mistake, you don't consider the consequence of the mistakes you will make or you are going to make, my brother, you are a failure already. Nigerian leaders are making mistakes on daily basis, but each time they make mistake, instead of them to come out and then apologize and look for the way out, well, what do? They justify their criminality, they justify their wickedness, they blame it on anything and everything around. Go and ask Buhari, why did he fail? He will tell you it's good luck. Good luck is evil. Good luck is this one. But they are all the same anyway. Because if good luck will still go back and say he want to be a president of Nigeria, my brother, I'm almost suspecting everybody. He should not. Not now. Considering how he was chased out of the office, my brother, go and rest. I think you have better things to do with your life. And then the third attribute there is poor performance. All these things lead to failure. Poor performance. In my student forum, somebody made a post this afternoon. Some persons were protesting in Delta State, and their complaint was that Ukowa have not paid them their salary. They slandered Ukowa and the rest of the things. And then at the end of the day, the woman they were interviewing said, Ukowa has eaten our money. As we are here now, in my local government, 300 people have died. In my so community, in the other local government, they have died. They didn't pay them. He slandered Ukowa, and at the end of the day, he says since 2014, Ukowa has not paid us. Another of my fellow student in the forum was like, now wow. And I told them, when you see this kind of post, try to meticulously engage to find out the mindset behind this kind of protest. In as much as I'm not a fan of Ukowa, but Ukowa was not the governor of Delta State in 2014. Ibori stole Delta State and almost stole us to death. Ibori vowed that he will not sleep in Asaba. The capital of Delta State should be in Warri. But the point now is, what is the population of Urobo Ishekiri, Abraka only, compared to only one community in Abo? You don't think we are fool? Ibori messed up Delta State. Delta State is still one street. Delta State don't have story building, except few ones built by some Igbos from across Niger. Ibori did it. Udwanga started the same thing, and I've said it time without number. When Udwanga time was dead for him to be set up, because he's a kind of Ibori brother. It was my town boy, it's my junior, who was made a interim governor of Delta State, maybe about 6 months or thereabout. We warned him, government should investigate Udwanga. Don't be the one to sell Udwanga out like what happened in Biafra. The guy maintained his post. And so for the first time, they know we are not betrayer. That is how Ukowa got there. Nigeria will support Urobo and Ishekiri to emasculate us. But that is not where I'm going to. It is the same leadership failure that is bringing about these things. So can't worry people advise their people to get inside and shut up. But of course, it's part of those leadership failure, poor maintenance, performance rather. They project it, oh, you're not doing well, you're not doing. But if you did well, it will speak. What have we achieved now under IPOB all these years? People don't know why we constantly call them out. Until they repent, the gospel continue. Why? Everybody left and they moved on. Now the Kanu is the one cursing everybody out. IPOB are the only criminals, idiots, zombie, pigs, AG that is jumping every platform, insulting everybody. And those with destroyed, distorted brain get involved that they know nothing about. What stopped me from coming here and then talk and assume they don't exist? After all, they don't exist in the first place. Why? Because one lunatic is going to run into my platform and talk rubbish. They don't go to Yoruba platform. They don't go to Hausa platform. They don't go to Nigerian platform. Poor performance. That is the same reason you are seeing unknown government killing Igbo people and happy over it. And some of you think it's Nigerian people killing you. The Nigerian is responsible to a certain extent. But Nigeria is not the one killing you, coming to tell you, I be dragon, I be Ikoso, I be Muneye, and then you carry the head of your brother, they throw him up and down. It's not Nigerian doing that. Nigerian kill you and disappear your body. Nigerians kill our people and they disappeared the dead body. They clear all the evidence. That is their pattern. But for you to kill and begin to showcase the head, my brother, poor performance. It is evidence that when such attributes are made manifest within an institution or organization, it is the attribute that something about the leadership is totally wrong. They constantly appear. Check how the first leadership of Nigerian field, it is still manifesting on every platform. And the amazing thing there is that those of us who know the truth tend to copy this tendency. And should I see leaders at every level, this is the time you need to stand up to your responsibility and be able to set your priority right. This is applicable even in the Biafra restoration project. With constant failure in engaging process, that is the main attribute for most leadership failure. We tried. We were almost there. Everybody was proud. Every component nation that makes up Biafra came on board. I cannot leave this feeling. I was so happy. I was so happy. I was so happy. Finally, having waited for so long, finally we came along. Finally, we came along. Everybody was happy. Everybody was happy. We almost got it. And then all of a sudden, that leadership failure, that tendency that constantly manifests itself, that attribute of leadership failure showcased itself. And then I remember Ojukwu and his men, when that same error manifested. Those who were still reasoning has no choice than to tell you, Ewo muna nwanne m je n'agha akpịrị ego Nnamdi Kanu rila anyị. Ewo muna nwanne m je n'agha IPOB apụta ụzọ re nwanne ya o. Ndị IPOB apụta n'ụzọ re ụmụnne wa o. Ewo Muna Nnamdi Kanu je n'agha akpịrị ego Nnamdi Kanu rila anyị. Ewo muna nwanne m je n'agha ndị IPOB apụta ụzọ anyị o. They sold us. What a shame. And so we must understand this attribute, they will continue to showcase themselves. What is this constant leadership failure that affect us in this Biafra restoration project? In this Biafra restoration project, just like every other people, organization, or whatever, the constant attribute, the constant factor that lead to leadership failure could be considered in three categories. One, the inability to congregate, to consult the stakeholders. If you are a leader in any Biafran agitation platform, it doesn't matter the denomination you belong to. You can be fighting for constitutional amendment. I think those people understand. Those who are fighting to bring down 1999 constitution, I think they have insight, because to them, you hear them talk about lower Niger, up Niger, bottom Niger, sideways Niger. They carrying everybody along, because they understand that in the first place, the constitution of Nigeria has to do with everybody. Hausa, Yoruba, and Middle Belt, everybody. You understand? You must get the component members that are involved there. And so each time we talk about Biafra, and then Nnamdi Kanu is reducing it to Igbo, this is a sign of a deep and shameless failure. But did you understand that? Because even the Biafra cannot be successfully restored if you nail it down on the southeast. Because there are a lot of tribes within the southeast that are not Igbo. Are you going to change Umbulafo? Or is it Obirafo? Are you going to chase them out from Enugu? Are you going to chase Igala out from Anambra? And so every stakeholder must be consulted. Anytime anybody from Anambra is talking about Biafra, as far as the design, Nigerian integrity, how do they say it? Territorial integrity. As far as the Nigerian territorial integrity is concerned, the Anambarians, have you consulted them? Nigeria will use them to mess all of you up. You get the point now. Any leader who is not engaging all front, it's better you engage and then they say we are not interested. It injects a kind of another strength in you. It will make you conquer that which is to come. I won't go deep on that side. So it constantly leads to failure. Leadership failure. In this struggle, we look at the issue of suspicion syndrome. Once beaten, twice shy. One of the reasons why leaders in this platform will fail is suspicion. Everybody is suspecting everybody. Everybody is suspecting everybody. And this has to be so because something has happened repeatedly in the same fashion, in the same manner. But the point is that we are here to guide everybody. Nelly Ofuegbu was shouting, Simeon Ekpa is 419. He said he's a lawyer. He did this one and did that one. Simeon Ekpa is this and is this and is that. They are collecting money. They are telling you subscribe, share love, press love, support this program. They are raising money. This is Nelly Ofuegbu. And then Simeon Ekpa on the other hand is telling you, I am not Idu. We know everything about Idu. And when Idu will come, Nnamdi Kanu will come and tell us Idu. Because Nnamdi Kanu has destroyed Biafra already. And what he would have done is, we have discovered that Biafra is fraudulent. Now we shall become Idu. Did anybody die for Idu? This is Nnamdi Kanu plan. They're just trying to project everything, and then you can imagine Nnamdi Kanu as useless as he is. He's trying to call us Idu. Did you know how that Biafra came about? Despite the fact it predated all of us. Do you know Ojukwu was able to consult certain people and then non-Igbo gave that name? And do you know that name has not been questioned to this very moment when Nnamdi Kanu gang of autopilot and other career freedom fighters emerged? Do you think this name was decided by unknown gunmen and dead man walking and your terrorist gang? Very shameful. But we were telling you at the initial stage, they want to change narrative. They want to change narrative. You think we are joking? They will use their hand to expose themselves. Simeon Ekpa is telling you, as far as I'm concerned, Nnamdi Kanu will come out before we talk of Idu. Come and exchange us. Come and sell us. And without the Biafra Nation Alliance, without the de facto customary government, without the Biafra Human Right and Freedom Radio, by now, most of you, your brain is, oh God. You'll be shouting, where I do, where I do, where I do. Hey, we did do. You do want to go. Hey, leave it do. We did do. Give us our I do now. Hey, where I do. Well, monu ye man, you do, indeed do. You do, people will be laughing at you, self. Oh, we the Dushan. Hey, we are the Dushan. Idu was here. Idu. Idugu mi dugu. And then some people will come and begin to yap. Mwata gwane diele buwe bimbo. Mbano. Mwata saka gwaneje benyi bimbo. Look at people who can't even spell the name of their village. They are telling you, he do. We are now he do. Everybody suspecting everybody because of a lot of mischievous, criminal-minded individuals who think they can merchandise generation after generation. And why we watch? No way. Nothing now they cannot come and give us he do now. We are waiting. All these things lead to leadership failure. Watch all these people distracting you, messing you up. Watch all of them. They know nothing about this struggle. Now they cannot brought them out. Their mouth sharp. Allow them to rob you so that your brain can set properly. People you know nothing about. People you have nothing about. Now they cannot say, oh, these are the people you should hear. Hear ye them. Hear ye, they are hardcore. They are hardcore. I hope it's not too hard for you to bear now. Suspicion everywhere. You cannot trust anybody, and yet you want people to trust you. One of my guiding principles in life, and this is what one of my respected deacon taught me. Nat or Nathaniel is okay. He said, if you say you are a Christian, the first thing you must is to trust everybody until they give you reason not to do that. But what is happening? Finally, one of the challenges we are facing under leadership in the name of Biafran struggle is the inability to engage on collaborative efforts. Inability to engage on, what do you call it, collaborated efforts. What do I mean by that? Let us assume Ninas decide to pull down Constitution of Nigeria, and then Bim Mozob decide to vote for Yahaya Bello, and then Biafra Nation Alliance decide to attack Nnamdi Kanu, IPOB, and then IPOB decide to change all of us for Naira and Kobo. All of us are working now. Are we not working? We are working. But somewhere along the line, if what you are doing is for the good of Igbo people, is for the good of Biafran people, we should be able to come to one point. Bring all our resources and energy together. Place it on a very focal point, and you see the amount of power it will generate. When America was fighting for independence, they were separate states. All of them have to come together and agree. And within this agreement, some persons don't want it. At least they know. Those who agreed, they were able to collaborate, push Britain out of America, and regained their freedom. They still that way till today. They still respect their culture, their traditions, their value system, and they can still come up one day, collaborated effort, and say, let everybody part way. One country in America or one state in America did not just come out and then carry every state. Yes, we are all American. New Jersey, follow me. New York, follow me. Washington, D.C., follow me. Yes, whether I like it or not, we are American. No. Who has been doing that? Who have been doing that? As far as you don't do that, my brother, some people reason anti-clockwise when you are reasoning clockwise. Both energy is required, because when motor run go front to small time, you need to put revise, and you see all front will be protected. In the absence of this, it leads to leadership failure. And so what am I telling the people of Biafra through this broadcast? Go back and monitor this syndrome. Go back and observe these things. And if you find yourself in the position of a leader in the nearest future, cut your coat according to your side. Avoid all these factors that lead to leadership failure. And peradventure, God will look upon you as humble as you are and give you the grace and enablement to liberate our people. It is not there, give us Biafra, give us Biafra. Getting Biafra is one thing. Being mature enough to receive Biafra is another thing. Oh, don't you get it? You notice, for instance, the gift of the Holy Spirit is fast disappearing from the church. Why? I have encountered with over 99.9% of pastors. Understand, I'm talking about pastors, not to belittle them, because I am a Christian. I know the faith of Muslims. I know how they reason. I'm not in the same category with them. Just for record purposes anyway. And then somebody begin to pray. Oh Lord, give me the gift of power. Give me the gift of power. Give me the gift of working of miracle. Give me the gift of healing. Give me the gift of prophecy. With this kind of Nigerian mindset, they give you the gift of calling down fire like Elijah. Hey, my brother, we are in trouble. Oh. Ordinary empty noise. If you hear where some people use cutlass, they pursue set inside church. They release Holy Ghost fire. We know they burn. My brother, you go fear. This gift is a burden. Because the moment you have this gift, the gate of hell is loosed against you. You will be constantly tested, so you misbehave. Have you not read in the Bible when Satan say, I know anything you ask of God, he can give to you. I know you are this or you are that. Command this stone, let it turn to bread. And some people are going to heaven to bring you key to unlock your problem. And they have gift to turn stone to bread. I tell you, you no go see stone build house again for Nigeria, because therefore don't turn everything into bread. And now you get the point. The people of Biafra must watch out for this leadership tendency that promote leadership failure. Or else all of us are here. No, let's just look at it. You don't know me, I don't know you. You're insulting me and I'm insulting you. But yet we were fighting supposedly for the overall interest of our people. Who is this our people? Or is there something somebody's not telling us? We have all been misinformed. We have all been deceived. But our problem remains the only genuine thing that we know. And that is, we know Nigeria is not fair to us. We know if Nigerians have their way, they will exterminate all of us. We know Nigeria is designed to emasculate us completely. We know the reason nepotism, tribalism, they all exist. We know. That is the only truth we know. But how do we collectively pull ourselves out of this? We don't know. Now the canona supposedly in DSS dungeon is making call, managing all your brain. But this is the end of deception. Nobody will be allowed to sell the next generation of Biafra. And for those of you who are so determined to do that, I am your destiny and I am your doom. On this note, our lines are open in case you want to call in to make your contribution. You're free to do that. The number to call is 08065875555, 08065875555. And if you cannot access the line, you can call any of my social media platform. It could be the WhatsApp, the Messenger, the Skype, or any other one you have access to. The lines are open. Don't forget, this is Biafra Nation Alliance, and we are here to make sure that no Yahoo freedom fighter will go away. They can raise money. You can allow them to deceive you. Of course, money is required. They can lie to you, but you have a choice to accept the truth and then leave the lie, because they always garnish the lies with a bit of a truth to create credibility for the false information they're giving to you. You have a choice to make. We are on 100.5 FM, those of you in Biafra land, at least some part of Anambra State, some part of River State, and of course in the coming days, by the grace of God, more relay station will be on within the Biafran territory. We encourage you to look for Biafra Nation Alliance or the de facto customary government. Join and know what is going on. At this stage, it will be very immature for us to bring out the whole agenda on the public. But in the process of time, you will know. Some are informed already and they know what is to come, what is to be, and what needs to be done. But we want everybody to have their say in our say, because the only way we can succeed, it is making sure we engage every stakeholder. And that we must do. You can also get us on our Facebook page, Biafra Nation Alliance. You can get us on our Zeno app, Simple Radio, and so many other platforms. I have a caller on the line. Let's see if I can be able to take this call. Just one or two challenges. Of course, that is Daddy in the Lord. Can you hear me, sir? Good evening from here.
Yes, I can.
You're welcome to the program.
I got my reverend. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, sir.
This noise is beginning again. I hope I'm coming clear.
Yes, you are. Just a minute.
Yeah, I've been rolling. I've been rolling. I've been rolling here since you started this. Okay, I said I've been rolling here since you started this program. I can't even stop. You know, it's so funny. So funny, starting from when you were, oh my God, this thing is already beginning. This convention again, I don't know what's going on.
No, I think the
But starting from the time you were, no, it's not the noise, it's like intermittency, you know, but I'll continue.
Okay.
I say I've been laughing and rolling here, you know, at the time I wasn't even breathing. I don't know what is wrong with you today. It's a lot of, I don't know if you know, a lot of humor that you brought in here today. It's so crazy, you know, starting from the announcement of Unyibe.
Of course. Of course. Just the truth. That is what they do.
You know, when you listen to this woman, and unfortunately we didn't find out this for a long time. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, but
it's understandable.
I mean, when I'm listening to you, how you would tell Marachi you are collecting money, you get to go, has to know what you're sending. Everybody must get your receipt for the people. If you are not, make sure you pay and keep your receipt. Oh, Nuku, Amarana, they use the receipt here, but we have a puzzle. AGM, Omarana, Canada, Amarana, they need a receipt. She forced them to print a receipt. She forced people to be printing receipts in the name of RTOB. And I make what you do, you know, came and noise I call them. And we have what they call Zelle. You don't, and with cash taps, and with so many methods of sending money, and you don't even need receipt from nobody because you have your own receipts. But I guess that mentality of receipts, oh, go and pay. To be your receipt is your passport to enter. Hey, oh my God, and this is where we are today. It's shameful, my brother. Very shameful. Very shameful. We didn't catch this on time. We thought we were all good with God in heaven. Blasphemy all over the place, lies everywhere. And here we are today. And then we have these people now that are talking about what they don't know about. Political solution, but the ones that are begging and everything. You know, you look at them, I don't know, honestly speaking, when you look at the whole thing, it goes with what I told you. I said, I manage how you know, a kind of amazing how you manage to maintain the kind of sanity you have. That you see all these things, and the way you bring it into the program is what's amazing. When I listen to you, I say, wow, this guy is still fully, mentally sound. Okay, so I'm honestly speaking, the whole thing is so funny. So many areas that you touch on this, is funny, it's frustrating, it's very sad that we have gone to this level. Plus the one you're talking about somebody asking God to give him key for the story. My brother, forgive me, please. I've been doing this since you are broadcasting, and it's so funny. It's so funny, but I know that God will deliver us from this mess. I know that God in heaven will deliver us from this mess. I was talking to one of my brother. Oh my God, this is coming. I was talking to one of my brothers this morning, and the brother said, Obi, it seems like you know these things. Oh my God, this is not good.
Don't worry, you are coming out fine from this angle. Go ahead. Can you hear me? Just a network issue, but this will be taken care of.
Yeah, a lot of intermittency.
Don't worry.
But I was talking to a brother this morning, and he was telling me that it seemed like you know exactly that this is gonna happen. And I told him, brother, all you gotta do is if you have money, go find you a home somewhere, maybe in Costa Rica. Forget about this nonsense, because it seems like these people are irredeemable. You know, everybody, gang of criminals everywhere. Ndoshi, the so-called federal government, the so-called politicians are all crooks. Everybody. It's so sad. And none of them, I don't think they do a reflection of what they do. Today we have people be running around and going to burial ground of what is it called? Ahmad Bello. Going to his tomb to pray. Because he wanted to be the president of Nigeria.
So that Ahmad Bello can forgive him.
This is somebody that killed his people, 3-point-something million and counting. Which
and
he
no
was
grave,
in office.
No grave for any of them. No graveyard for any of them.
No graveyard for any. Oh my God. Oh Lord, God have mercy. You know, my brother, I still believe that God will have mercy upon us. The Israelis, you know, most of the time we say, Moses came and delivered his people. But we forgot how many years they were there. We forgot how many years, 400 and plus years. Maybe we will not be here, but I know that God is going to look into this situation and deliver us. Because if you look to the right, no light, nothing. Everywhere is like a mess. The people that are suffering don't even know they are suffering. For instance, The students are locked in there. They can't say anything. Rather, everybody resorted to making, comedy and drama. Okay, you're looking at the videos that are posted on the Facebook that come from Nigeria. My brother, you will feel like running disappearing for a moment. Everybody, you call them pastors or whatever you guys call them, men of God. Idiocy everywhere. And you begin to wonder, are these people really humans? It's so terrible, my brother. It's so terrible. But we must continue this message, particularly to stop the ongoing mess that we find ourselves in. The bingos, I know they are here commenting because they don't even have the clueless idea what they are into. They are waiting for their Messiah, okay, to come out and take them to heaven. They're sleeping in Nigeria today. Tomorrow they will wake up in Biafra land. I wonder how that will happen. So it's horrible. It's really horrible. You're looking at the other groups, what everybody is doing today. By the way, you said must have been supporting Yahya Bello, right? And then who are we supporting? Because some of us are supporting Peter Obina. And I don't know who
we have to support Buhari.
It's so horrible.
Third tenure Buhari.
Oh, okay, maybe because as Jonathan is coming tomorrow, maybe somebody will buy a form for Buhari to continue because he's the best president ever. God in heaven, have mercy upon us. My brother, thank you so much. I just want to our heroes and heroines who has given their lives for all of us. For anyone that is trying to distract in any form, talking about your Idu or Igudumi or whatever, it's up to God to met out the punishment that you so desire. Because there's nothing. We cannot swear, I can't swear for you. We just hand you to God and their delusions. We know that it's going to end you somewhere. So 30th of May still remains the Memorial Day. It's a remembrance day for all Biafrans. My doors are open for people in Los Angeles. We will remember them, and not just doing or coming to drink, but we have prayer sections that day, that God will continue to keep them in his bosom, and that God will remember us one of these days and deliver us from these hands of the evil one. And as we do that, I think that's where we need to start. First of all, we have to agree on that day, and hopefully the message cuts across to even the ones in Biafra land and the so-called politicians that to know that this is a very important thing. Is to me, I believe that this is why there's so much confusion in the land, because accordingly, we have not done what we need to do to respect these people. And what happened? The corresponding result is this confusion all over the place that we cannot organize ourselves, we cannot come together. But the moment we find a reason to come together, the moment we find a reason to remember these people, every 30th of May, whether Sunday, Saturday, or Monday, okay, we are not talking about, because I've seen a lot of people writing about a Grand Slam or whatever sit at home. It doesn't matter how you celebrate it. That's not what we're talking about. It's the meaning behind that 30th of May. The moment the entire Biafrans begin to respect that very day, we will have a common ground to talk. I think we'll begin to have a reason to meet one another. We will start listening to one another. So we are calling on you, wherever you are, to make this day a very special day. Akatarianoka. I keep telling you guys because I know one idiotic person that call himself pastor will tell you that it has no meaning. No, it's very significant in different churches, in different states, like in United States of America. Memorial Day are very significant. They know they have to honor these people. In churches, there's a day they call the All Saints Day. It's a day that people remember their loved ones. It's very important for us who are still here on earth. I want to thank you so very much, my brother. You are doing very well. I mean, you have increased my longevity with all the things that kept me laughing here. I want to thank you. God in heaven must bless you. And I will say, all hail Biafra and God bless the people of Biafra and all of us of freedom. Thank you very much, my brother.
Thank you, Ndewo, sir. And of course, always standing by on behalf of our people. But like we always say, the truth cannot be overemphasized. We just pray that the Almighty Creator will continue to guide our mind, our conscience in everything we do. Because somewhere along the line, somebody need to save our people. At this time, I am joined by our brother, Dr. Uche. Can you hear me, sir? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, I can hear you.
Good evening, sir, from here, and welcome to the program. Go ahead.
Good afternoon from here. Thank you so much, my job ONYIBE. I was just sitting here listening to you, a nice narration of how we were duped by Nnamdi Kanu and his gang. Anyway, my name is Uche and I reside here in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm the DNA administrator here in America. So, fellow Biafrans around the world, and those of you that live in America, that knows me and knows issues behind our departure from IPOB. Because we started this struggle in truth and honesty, but we didn't know we're dealing with Satans, evil men, evil doers. To extricate ourselves from that. But they try to use the media to destroy our names. Sorry. Yeah, sorry about that. So my fellow Biafrans, we have gone through mountain and top, and we're down again. We thought we have arrived to the point of restoring Biafra. We didn't know that we're dealing with a bunch of criminals who had decided to use
and of course, that's always network challenges, but then we'll see how it can be rectified. All these are some of those symptoms we talked about, we complain about. The people who manage most of these campaigns, they know what they're doing. They know the problem. But that is a case for another day. And so our people must pay attention to the real issue. Monitor these symptoms. See how they flow. See how they function. Each time they introduce some of these activities, you must understand what moves them. You must understand what drives them. And with this knowledge, you can be able to help them. Can you hear me, Doctor?
Yes.
You're back.
I think there's a connection issue here.
Yeah.
Okay, so to continue, dear friends around the world, we have been to Matthew top and we're down again, and we're going to get to Matthew top again. At this time, Biafra will be restored. Because we know who we are now. We know who are the true Biafrans and who are not. We know those who are here, who are in this struggle for financial gain, not for the sake of our people. But they give you false promises, fake information, propaganda. And you tell them, most of the thing that is thought maybe is true, but it's not. We have seen it. We have been through it. We've seen who they are. But one day, I pray that all of you wake up to the reality that these people are not really after Biafra restoration. They're after their own pocket. I was listening to Mazio Bido Bienu, and he was actually laughing about this. And while he was laughing, I was angry. I know his laughter wasn't because I was happy at what happened. I know it's just a way of consoling himself for us that we have been deceived, that deceive us, despite the fact that we thought we know. And these people came and deceived us to believe, especially those of us that live in America here. And I feel so sorry, I feel so sad for the so people that still believe in Nnamdi Kanu, he that lives here in America. I feel sad about them. Even the ones that we know very well, they know the one that know what's going on, but still they believe that this man is going to restore Biafra for them. It's not in this lifetime. If you believe Nnamdi Kanu will give you Biafra. Nnamdi Kanu is a Satan. It's an evil man. He will never give you Biafra. You need to get it through your thick skull. Nnamdi Kanu is not after restoring Biafra. He's after his own pocket, after his own family, whatever he can gain from it. We have lost so many people. We have lost our young men and women. The manpower of Biafra land, we have lost so many of them. Just because of man's greed and selfishness. How long are you going to continue to believe in falsehood? We know him very well. We know his character. We know what he has done. My people, it's time for you to wake up. This is why this platform was established. For us to awaken the spirit of the true Biafrans around the world. We cannot continue to believe in delusion. We cannot continue to think that's not real, that is real. So I want to thank you, every Biafran listening to this platform. It's a time for us to take the bull by the horn. Not to believe in any man or one person or put anybody in a pedestal to say they will restore Biafra for us. It's a collective effort. It's an effort that every Biafran should get involved. You live around the world. You live in the comfort of your home anywhere in the world. But my brothers and sisters, when you go to Biafra land, you see the suffering over there. You cry. We contribute millions of dollars for Biafra restoration, but one man pocketed it. He used it for his own good. He used it for his own family. He used whatever. And allowed the innocent souls to perish. But I pray that the soul of our forefathers, the soul of our people that died during the Biafran War, the soul of our brothers and sisters that died during this carnage that this man has caused in our land, we go after him and his family and whoever is involved in this carnage. They will never go free because you have caused havoc, evil, all kinds of satanic involvement in our land that we never dream of. Somebody cutting an Igbo man, cutting his fellow Igbo man's head and rejoicing over it. It never happened. So now that you know that these people that will call in the IPUB, whatever you call them, they're not in the interest of the Biafran restoration. So my brothers and sisters all over the world, it's time for us to wake up. It's time for us to start, come together and reason together and make an impact and change our land for better. Give our youth, give our young ones hope. The hope that will last a lifetime. Also remember our heroes and heroines that made the ultimate sacrifice to restore Biafra. It's not going to be in vain. We're not going to allow that to be in vain. This month is a month of remembrance. We'll start at this moment to remember them, then celebrate their life on the 30th of May. It's very important in Igbo land that we have to remember our deceased. We have to remember our people that died during this war. We have not done that. We have not accomplished that. Instead, we were used for a purpose. We thought that we're doing a remembrance day, but we didn't know that it was a way for them to raise fund for their own pocket. But it's time to be real. It's time to focus on the real remembrance of Biafra heroes and heroines. If we don't do that, we'll continue to scramble around the world searching for greener pasture. When we are blessed with milk and honey in our land, we are blessed with all kinds of natural resources. We are blessed with human resources. The money we contributed towards the Biafra restoration, if we have used it for human resources, if we have used it to develop human resources in Biafra land, my brothers and sisters, we will not be talking today. We'll be rejoicing today because of what that money could have done in Biafra land. But it's not too late. It's not too late. Don't grow weary. Chukwu Kikabian is with us. We are Anyanwu Chukwu, and He never leave us nor forsake us. Anything that happening now is temporary, and we have to come back to Him and call upon Him to forgive us all our sin. Then He will heal our land. Thank you, Mazi, for your doggedness, for your relentlessness, for coming out every day to broadcast. Because of your passion, because of your love you have for your people. I want to thank you, Mazi ONYIBE. May God continue to bless you and guide you and your family.
Thank you very much. And of course, we are all in this together. And honestly, I'm just a single man and I cannot do anything except we all make ourselves available. And you know, God will always see. He manifests Himself through us. One way or the other, we continue to get involved in this issue for the sake of protecting the overall interest of our people. We cannot be weary. We cannot think of going back. There should be no shadow of turning back within us. We continue to push on in one way or the other. We're going to get everything right. So be rest assured, it's a done deal. Of course, we may spend time to try to manage the system, but it's possible and it's achievable. I'm joined by one of us, Mazi Odogo. Can you hear me? That's his network challenges. But then we must continue. The lines are still open. The WhatsApp, my private WhatsApp is on. And of course the line is there if you can come in. Can you hear me? This call keep cutting, I don't know why. But if you can hear me, you still try and call in again. The Biafra Restoration Project is a done deal and there is nothing anybody can do. We must continue. Can you hear me, caller? Or
good evening, sir.
Yes. Odogo, you're welcome. Good evening from here. Go ahead, please.
Good evening, sir. Can you hear me, sir?
Loud and clear. Go ahead, please. The word is listening.
Okay. Morning and good afternoon also to everyone listening. And I want to just say thank you so much so far for trying to bring back the mind of our people, trying to reset the brain of iPunk, because iPunk of Nnamdi Kanu, because they are listening, even though they are hiding. You know, most of them are tired of the killing. You know, when it all started, we were here sounding the alarm, calling them, stop doing that. It has nothing to do, but they never listen now. They're beginning to realize the truth. So thank you so much for that. I will start my own contribution from an angle that goes this way. You know, most Nigerians are hypocrites, and why I say so. Today, if everywhere now is trending, hey, Deborah, the Sokoto, they killed her, but the worst is happening in some part of Southeast, and you will never see those same people condemning the one that happened in North. Just only today, just one, you know. But the worst has been happening currently in Southeast, and these people have never risen up to say anything about it, just because because it doesn't suit them. It doesn't suit them. That narrative they always try to push, it doesn't suit them. For just one, they are complaining, running up and down. Because they killed one girl, of which I'm not happy they killed somebody. I may also rest in peace. But what has been happening in Southeast? Killings. There is no single day in Southeast, at least these idiots of IPOC drop at least 5 people in every day. It is on record, and people are running up and down, trying to be relevant on social media. Why the worst is happening in Southeast? What kind of people are these guys? You hear some criminal politicians that now they want to take leverage on that so they can boost their ego and they warm up the politics for 2023. None of them have condemned this evil going on in the Southeast. No, starting from the senators, the governors, both the ones active and not inactive. Some of them, all they do is jump up and down seeking for one nonsensical word called political solution. If they want political solution, then they should go for everyone, even the ones in jail. Then let us know that we now condone criminality in our land, instead of them to seek for a proper way. Now let's see and try for him to get let's like a fair, free and fair justice system. That's what you should be campaigning for, not freeing a criminal. If it's so, then they must free every criminal in all parts of the country. All these old men running up and down, seeking for stomach infrastructure, because this is what it is all about. So these bingos, once they jump out there, please, contest for this thing. They will take that as a leverage. Because they campaign for Bilma to be giving a political solution. So that will be a leverage for them, mortgaging the life of their people because of stomach infrastructure. Most people, I don't just know why people are not condemning this thing. And some people that you think they are sensible, those guys are the worst set of people I've ever came across. I have a friend, here I am. When this thing started, I was telling this guy, he's from somewhere named that's where he came from. I was telling this guy, this thing will get to so he thought now today he can't say anything again. He told me he like what Nnamdi Kanu is doing. I said, don't worry, it will get to by the time it gets to your doorstep. Today it has gotten to his doorstep. Even from 2 bingos, I was telling also, now they are doing, hey, we don't know what is happening in our place. So, hey, what do they need this Isakaba? We need Bakassi to come back. So this criminality will end in our land. I just look at them, I just walk past those idiots. Because when they are saying, hey, if you are not supporting your brother, why are you sabotaging your brother? What did Fulani do? Now today, now that the one had I just walk past and I don't discuss with idiots. This is the extent now the chicken has come home to roast. the chicken has come home to roast. And if he asks these bingos of IPONC, what are you really fighting for? They don't know what they're fighting for again. They are confused. That is one truth tonight. IPONC are confused. And the government should facilitate, put more pressure on the international community to get hold of those people inciting those violence from wherever they are domiciled. Bring those people home. Because it is very shameful that somebody will mount a platform and encourage you to kill your brother and sister. Faith Ogala, they are from Delta State. Tell them why is Faith not doing shit at home? Shit at home? Is it shit at home? They call it in Abo. Or why is Faith not telling their people to shit at home in Urubo? Why is he not forcing them? Because they don't have what it takes. They won't try it. And you now, you are from Anambra State, you are from Imo State. They are telling you must tell your people to shit at home. They must shit at home. And their people are not shitting at home. Sophia that is telling you it's not time to kill these people. It's not time to kill this one. From Edo State, why has she not started killing her own people first? At least charity begins at home. Or is it Isima from ONYIBE? He's telling you shit at home, do the shit and kill Sabotu. Why has he not started killing their own Sabotu? Why? Simon, but they say it's from Ebonyi State, of which is still very controversial. Because that guy is a criminal. The other guy came from is still very, very controversial. The one that married his mother, the age of his mother, because he need paper. But that's business. He's encouraging you to kill them. Why is he not leading you people from the front? He should be in the front. Since he's a reserve soldier in the Finnish army, in military. Why is he not leading you guys here? I think ESN they call you. Okay, so you are not a known government. You are ESN. Why are these guys, the civil, not leading you from the front? Is it your online general? China Samui hiding somewhere in Kuwait. You see him most times. He runs to Dubai. He taught Diara, then he runs back with their Iran boys in Dubai. Why is these people? Those your generals, online generals would have never been to war. They've never even heard this simple for one day. But they are generals. They tell you to kill your brother, you kill them. Kill your brother in army, you kill them. You don't reason. I just pity some of you because just very soon. You people will do a very little big mistake in Ogbaru. You know this killing is not really happening much in Ogbaru, and I can bet you most community in Ogbaru, there's no family in Ogbaru you go that doesn't have at least one or two of their people serving in the military. Starting from Modebe, Ohita, actually Atani has a lot of even retired generals, colonels. Those guys very soon they will come for you guys. Don't worry, continue jumping up and down. They know the people doing these things. They will go after your family because this is the only way this thing nonsense will end. Because if you are waiting for the federal government, it might take time. Because yes, like somebody said, the federal government they are trying to be careful the way they handle things because it is some of our own criminal politicians. These people, these old men jumping up and down, jumping up and down, seeking for political solution. Hey, they are killing our people. Hey, genocide everywhere. But this, you have not condemned the ones your own children are doing. You've not condemned it. Now, when the army go on rampage now, in revenge for killing their regular, you start jumping up and they're killing us. Say, hey, genocide everywhere, genocide, but you've not condemned the one your children is doing. I just waiting for for communities that allow these people to use their town to commit all this nonsense, all these shenanigans. Because when the military comes, they will never. I thought by now people should have received sense. What happened in OG? What happened in Odi should have taught a lot of guys lessons. Is it only in Odi? It happened in Zakibiam. You see, you know how it happened. Now let me tell them some things they don't know. They should go and check again. Why has the war in the Niger Delta, the way they fight the military, why have they changed tactics? They don't do it the way they do it before. Why? Because something changed. They learn after the massacring of their village. They learn to adopt another tactics that is really working for them. And you stay inside town and attack the military, and you expect your town to remain the same. You must be a fool. You must be the most foolish human being. And the worst part, these guys are a bunch of cowards. When the military comes, you run out of the state entirely. You run to Delta State. We know where you guys run. When the time comes, when we are serious of people, we'll go to where you are, not bring you out. So don't think we don't know. We are son of the soil, so we know where you guys run in Delta State. We know the local government. I'm not going to call the location, but when time comes, as the way you are running, the soon will go and draw you. So why killing your brother in the name of Sumna and the Kano scam, IPOB worldwide limited? So many people supported this guy, thinking he has good intentions for his people, only for him to cash out $2 million, and he turned into a god that started killing his own people. What kind of Biafra is he gonna give to you? The Biafra will come out and I say I criticize him. Then I will die for criticizing him. You wanna be like North Korea? That is the kind of person Nnamdi Kanu is. You can't criticize him. So if he becomes a governor, the way I criticize Delta State government, the way I criticize the person representing me in my own National Assembly, the House of Assembly and Rep, local government chairman, I criticize them. Because we are not seeing any redevelopment happening in Delta State. So now will kill me then, even though there are people who do those nonsense. Because you can't criticize him. You can't criticize him because he's a god. Why are you guys not receiving sense? These same people telling you to go and kill them, they are saboteurs, they are saboteurs. But come, they told us that your Nnamdi Kanu sister is in police. Why has she not resigned? Or why has she not come to join the ESN, unknown government bandit? Why can't you guys think for a moment? Why can't the Nnamdi Kanu sister resign and join you people officially? Since Nnamdi Kanu said they should resign, or why since the sister refused to resign, why did he not start the killing from his own sister? And you see some people say we are learned legal practitioners, learned colleague, Ejiofor and Ejimako. See old men jumping up and down like popcorns. You think they have something upstairs? There's nothing in their head. You see your client making all manner of threats on air. You don't call them to order. And when some people come out and expose them, you say, hey, we'll see you. Yeah, it's my client. Yeah, boy, there's evidence there beyond reasonable doubt that your client is committing that offense that person is talking about, and you don't call your client to order. What kind of legal colleagues are you guys? Bunch of illiterates. Jumping up and down, you see them. They put on that white, put on their robe and white hair. They put on. Intellectually challenged people. This what these two guys are. Ejimako and Ejimu waiting. And you see some pastors, criminal pastors supporting them. Hey, why fighting your brother? Hey, even if your brother is doing parting. Do you see to the extent you have descended as a people? Now some of our people have become so toxic. You can't even have a normal conversation with them anymore. Like you can't argue with your brother. Next thing that comes is abuse. They even go to other people's platform, not even people that something that even doesn't even concern their own house, that doesn't even concern them. They go to Yoruba platform. If Yoruba person doesn't agree with you, you are start insulting him. You go to Hausa platform, it doesn't agree with you, you insult. You go to the Ghana platform, if they don't agree with you, what you say, you must insult them to put them into submission. Wow, this is the handwork of idiot man, because he's the one that pushed this hatred. This toxic, he intoxicated the mind of our people that they no longer, you can't have a meaningful, because we are people that are known to have a meaningful conversation, we debate, we argue with facts and figure without anyone abusing. But what do we do today? He can't even do a 50 seconds debate with this iPhone. The next thing that comes is abuses. And if you do the threatening, I will kill you, we will kill your father. Is that what we have turned out to be? Well, I will leave that. Let that be a story for another day. I'll move back down to our politicians. We have been begging you guys, look for a way on how to get these guys out of the bush. We know some of them are vulnerable, they are stranded, they don't have anywhere to go. If they leave the bush, where are they gonna go? Because China Sanwo
Of course, the same network challenges, but then we will always overcome. Let us see if it will stabilize. But then you are still on Biafra human right and freedom. Okay, I think it's a calling back now. Let's see. Yes, you're back, brother. You're back. Network issues. Go ahead, please.
Hello, sir.
Yes, you are back. Network issues, but go ahead. The world is listening.
Okay, so we want to encourage all these politicians jumping up and down. These guys, go to these guys. See, look for a way to secure a document that can protect them. Even though they don't have to release them into the society, of course, they need those guys to be rehabilitated. To save those guys from the hand of China Sanwo and Benjamin Madubugu first. Get a document that can protect those guys, if the ones that are going to submit themselves willingly to the government, then they should undergo rehabilitation. Because some of them there, they don't have anywhere to go, they are vulnerable now. If they leave the bush, Benjamin hunt them, even send police and army to hunt them. If they don't leave the bush, maybe one or two times the army may come there and kill them. Or even Simon and their criminal DOS they can kill them as they are doing faction battles now. So look for a way. If you call yourself a politician, you really love your people. Instead of jumping up and down, it's 2023, you want to become president, or secure your place first. What have you done for your people? Now, want to test your credibility. Want to know your value. Start from home. Settle the problem you have in your place. And where you start settling this problem is, go and pick up Benjamin Madubugu. There is bright there. And those people inciting violence, facilitate every process or everything you have to do to get those guys in diaspora supporting this criminality, violence, killing going on. Facilitate process to get those guys. Get hold of them. Get hold of Benjamin. And you see this nonsense will end. Of course, we know they still have some connections within the police. Those ones, try and get those people that are supporting them in the police, because now the Kanu sister cannot be working in the police and still be working with the same ESM bandits. They go after those that don't agree with them. It shouldn't be happening. It shouldn't be happening. Now you as a governor, you as a senator, you receive some particular percentage from the federal government. All these years you have been amassing, looting the people. Now the suffering of the people should touch you at heart to start doing something meaningful for your people. Instead of every time you try to incite your people against the federal government, start doing something reasonable to your people. Start redevelopment. Get your people engaged. Set up companies. I'm very happy. I think Akwa Ibom, I see Cross River. They are going to commission the highest coconut refinery in Africa. I think tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow. I'm very happy and excited because I don't even know when my own state, Delta State, all these years from Ibori to date, has ever commissioned any meaningful project in Delta State. None. A lot is happening in River State. Many people don't know. Cross River and Akwa Ibom, these states their governors are doing exceptionally well. The airline is the Akwa Ibom Air and the Kali Air. These are state-owned airlines. They are working, and they're still increasing their fleet. My state has nothing to offer. Of which that's why most of us we are now holding them to account, calling them out. So people start holding your politicians to account now. Time for playing a victim mentality is gone. Hey, it's federal government. Hey, it's Buhari. Buhari is not owing any of them any dime. You start calling these guys out because we'll be making excuses. So now he goes behind to collect money from them. Then he comes and tell you, hey, it's federal government. Official, there's no doubt federal government have their own lapses as well, because we don't know why there shouldn't be any federal government presence within southeast and south. Now this state government now, at least they can build airports. Why are they not building standard airport? Thanks to the Vumahi, he's building a standard airport. Not all these cockroach house or chicken pen these guys built in Delta State, or even the one Obia not built that it breeze bland thing flew away. So what these guys, if the states are up and doing, I can tell you, before you even cry federal government is marginalizing you, many people will join voice. Are they not? They should be copying from from what is happening in Lagos State. No matter how you criticize the North are developing their place. They are look at roads, industries that are industrializing their place, developing their place. The governors, I'm not saying federal government, state projects. I'm talking about state project, not federal government project. It's happening. Look at what is happening in Kanu, not federal government project. I'm talking states. Look at Kaduna, what's happening there? Even Zoom, what Governor Zoom is doing in Borno State, even as they are fighting insurgency, what he has done there in less than, just let's say 3 years plus, he entered seat. From 1999 to date in Delta State has not experienced that. Look at what Dave Umahi did within 7 years plus. My state, Delta State, has not experienced that. Even when the Delta State is the highest state that receives oil revenue, 143 billion naira every month from the 13% derivation of oil they share. They receive highest, almost double of what other state, River State is even receiving, and among other states as well. So this is some of the problems we have. We have been giving excuses for our state government, making them feel relaxed, and they dish out money to some criminals. Then those criminals will be dishing out those lies. Now it's time to hold our own people to account first. Charity begins at home. Then if they're up and running, then when we shout about federal, people will see that our cry is justified. I will end it here for now so that people can come in and make their own contribution. But before I go, I'll encourage our people. Go and get your PVC. Go and get your PVC. Let's try and better our life first. Let's try and better our life by voting in competent people that have our interests at heart first. Then why we sojourn on. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, my brother. At least a lot have been said tonight. And tomorrow is another day. We continue to focus on some of these issues that actually need attention as far as the Biafra Restoration Project is concerned. Inching closer to the end of this program, I must appreciate those of you who were able to call in to make your contribution, at least for lending out your voice of reasoning to engage the mind of our people. I appreciate our dad in the Lord, Mercy Obidi Obienu, and of course our brother, a very humble one indeed, Dr. Uchemu Kinkwo, and Odogu, always on duty post. I acknowledge all of you who are working behind the scene, Mbadike, Okom, and all of you. We must continue pushing on. Members of the de facto customary government, you are all highly appreciated. We have this confidence assurance that the sacrifice of our fallen heroes and heroine, the sacrifice we who are living has made in regarding to this BIAFRA restoration project can never be undermined. We will get to our destination. It's a promise. And as far as there is still breath within us, we cannot back down. One way or the other, we need to move ahead into the future and begin to think how it's going to be. Our brother Odogu said something regarding those in the bush. Honestly, I feel your pain. I understand the frustration. You have been abandoned. That is how Nnamdi Kanu functions. How I managed to survive is still a mystery to them, and it's going to remain a mystery to them. They bring you up, draw you closer, disengage you from your source of livelihood, turn your families against you, give you a different orientation. You can't even pay for your accommodation. You lose your business. And there is this feeling BIAFRA is going to come in 1 week. And having created this atmosphere, they give you recharge card, give you laptop, take care of your minor expenses. And then they have some guests who have HIV. They send them around, all around you. It make you feel like a hero. And then the next minute they take your life from you. And so you can't even start all over again. You don't have an handset because they told you throw away your phone so that we cannot do. I'm not in diaspora. I'm in Urugudu. If you don't see me in Urugudu, Agbo, Buji Agbo, you see me in River State. I'm not in diaspora. And honestly, I have not breached anybody's right. And if I have done that, take me to court. But peradventure, declare me wanted. But I am your destiny, or rather, I am their destiny and I am their doom. It's not going to be easy. You can save yourself now that you have the time. Or they will kill you like Ikunso and still come and say, oh, we remember you, our warrior. No. Contact any of our administrators, any of our social media platform. We can help you. But understand, they are not our enemy. They are just misguided, greedy, wicked fellas. We're still trying to see if they can repent. And this having been said, wind up this program. Do not forget, the mission is BIAFRA Restoration Project, and we are not in a hurry. And so those who are so eager to save the next generation, we are the watchmen. Good night from here, and God bless.
BIAFRA's Got Talent exclusive.
After this heavy rain, please let the sun rise.
Our lives are in danger, siblings and more that all day long we have been ruled by strangers. Give us Biafra. We are begging you, please.
There's nothing we can do without you. It's only you that will save my life.
Chukwu King and Biama, you are the one to give us Biafra. We pray.
Oh, just save the lost. We are your children.
know you can feel our anguish, but don't let us perish in the hands of our enemies.